Nini ni wewe mwanzo. Wo is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man Adam called son, and Shumin. In the name of the true begotten son, Emmanuel, Matthew 1:23, I am Emmanuel, whose name means God with us. In the name of the true motherland, Niglitia, Gritia, which means land of the gods. Kunta Kinte, Tower of Babel. Peace from above. Amani kutoka you. Peace from above. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to be back. Agano. Yipya, Emmanuel. Agano. Yipya, Emmanuel. Agano. Yipya, Emmanuel. The New Testament of Emmanuel. Go with us. Matthew chapter 13. On the same day, Emmanuel went out of the house and sat by the sea, and great multitudes were gathered together to him, so that he got into a boat and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. Then he spoke many things to them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some fell on stony places where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up because they had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. But others fell on good ground and yielded a crop. Some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said to him, Why do you speak to them in parables? He answered and said to them, Because it has been given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. For whoever has, to him more will be given, and he will have abundance. But whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. Therefore I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. And in them the prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled, which says, Hearing you will hear and shall not understand, and seeing you will see and not perceive. For the hearts of this people have grown dull, their ears are hard of hearing, and their eyes have been closed, lest they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, lest they should understand with their hearts and turn, so that I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For assuredly I say to you that many prophets and righteous men desire to see what you see, and did not see it, and to hear what you hear, and did not hear it. Therefore, hear the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, then the wicked one comes and snatches away what was sown in his heart. This is why this is he who receives seed by the wayside. But he who received the seed on stony places, this is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures only for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. Now he who received seed among the thorns is he who hears the word, and the care of this word and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. But he who has received seed on the good ground is he who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and produces some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. Another parable he put forth to them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, then the tares also appeared. So the servants of the owner came and said to him, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares? He said to them, An enemy has done this. The servant said to him, Do you want us then to go and gather them up? But he said, No, least while you gather up the tares, you also uproot the wheat with them. Let them both let both grow together until the harvest. And at that time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, first gather together the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Another parable he put to them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all the seeds, but when it is grown, it is greater than the herbs and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and nest in its branches. Another parable he spoke to them, the kingdom of heaven is like leaven, when a woman took and hid, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal till it was all leavened. All these things Emmanuel spoke to the multitude in parables, and without a parable he did not speak to them, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things kept secret from the foundation of the world. Okay. Chapter 13, verse 36. Then Emmanuel sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came to him, saying, explain to us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said to them, he who sows the good seed is the son of man. The field is the world. The good seeds are the sons of the kingdom, but the tares are the sons of the wicked one. The enemy has who sowed them is Satan. The harvest is the end of the age, and the reapers are the angels. Therefore, as the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of this age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will gather out of his kingdom all things that offend and those who practice lawlessness, and will cast them into the furnace of fire. There will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their father. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in the field, which a man found and hid, and for joy over it he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant seeking the beautiful pearls, who, when he has found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a dragnet that was cast into the sea and gathered some of every kind, which, when it was full, they drew to shore, and they sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but threw the bad away. So it will be at the end of the age. The angels will come forth, separate the wicked from among the just, and cast them into the furnace of fire. There will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Emmanuel said to them, have you understood all these things? They said to him, yes, brother. Then he said to them, therefore, every scribe instructed concerning the kingdom of heaven is like a household who brings out of the treasure things new and old. Now it came to pass, when Emmanuel had finished these parables, that he departed from them. When he had come to his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, so that they were astonished and said, where did this man get this wisdom and these mighty words? Is this not the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brothers Yang, Yames, Yose, Simeon, Simon, and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Where did this man get all these things? So they were offended at him. But Emmanuel said to them, a prophet is not without honor except in his own country and in his own house. Now he did not do many mighty works there because of their unbelief. Chapter 14. At that time, Herod, the tetrarch, heard the report about Emmanuel and said to his servants, "This is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore these powers are at work in him." For Herod had laid hold of John and bound him and put him in prison for the sake of Herodias, his brother, Philip's wife, because John had said to him, "It is not lawful for you to have her." And although he wanted to put him to death, he feared the multitude because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was celebrated, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. Therefore he promised with an oath to give her whatever she might ask. So she, having been prompted by her mother, said, "Give me John the Baptist's head here on a platter." And the king was sorry. Nevertheless, because of the oath and because of those who sat with him, he commanded it to be given to her. So he sent and had John beheaded in prison. And his head was brought on a platter and given to the girl. She brought it to her mother. Then his disciples came and took away the body and buried it and went and told Emmanuel. When Emmanuel heard it, he departed from there by boat to a deserted place by himself. But when the multitudes heard it, they followed him on foot from the cities. And when Emmanuel went out, he saw a great multitude, and he was moved with compassion for them, and healed their sick. When it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, "There is a deserted place, and the hour is already late. Send the multitudes away, that they may go into the villages and buy themselves food." But Emmanuel said to them, "They do not need to go away. You give them something to eat." And they said to him, "We have here only 5 loaves and 2 fish." He said, "Bring them here to me." Then he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass. And he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, and looking up to heaven, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and broke and gave the loaves to the disciples, and the disciples gave to the multitudes. So they all ate and were filled, and they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments that remained. Now those who had eaten were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. Immediately Emmanuel made his disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up on a mountain by himself to pray. Now, when evening came, he was alone there. But the boat was now in the middle of the sea, tossed by the waves, for the wind was contrary. Now, for the wind was contrary. I like that. Now, in the 4th watch of the night, Emmanuel went to them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, "It is a ghost." And they cried out for fear. But immediately Emmanuel spoke to them, saying, be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid." And Peter answered him and said, "Brother, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." So he said, "Come." And when Peter had come out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Emmanuel. But when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried out, saying, "Brother, save me." And immediately Emmanuel stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased. Then those who were in the boat came and worshiped him, saying, "Truly, you are the begotten Son of God, When they had crossed over, they came to the land of Jane, Saret. And when the men of that place recognized him, they sent out into all that surrounding region, brought to him all who were sick, and begged him that they might only touch the hem of his garment. And as many as touched it were made perfectly well. Now let's go right here. Chapter 14, verse 33. Truly you are the Son of God. No, he is not. Because see, they weren't paying attention to what he said over here in chapter 13, verse 37. He who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. One more time. He who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. Chapter 13, verse 14. The Son of Man will send out his angels. One more time. The Son of Man. He steady calls himself the Son of Man. But they say call him the Son of God. But I readjusted it because they can see, so they can see that he is truly, you are the begotten Son of God. The parables is life. Life in and of itself. You reap what you sow. Be careful what you ask for. Beware of those who given stuff too freely, for them people are in and of Satan. So what we as a people have to do is pay attention to not what you want it to be. Pay attention to what it is. One more time. Just like he said, the time is coming to whereas things is getting ready to come to fruition, and the manipulation is getting ready to cease. Those who seek truth can take and peel that Bible off of there and put on your book, the book of life. And as you read, you can comprehend. See, because as I read the book of life, you don't hear me saying nothing about no Jesus. See what I'm saying? See, mine is I am, Aman, Emmanuel. That's all I'm talking about. I'm talking about what he said his begotten son's name is. I'm going to do my job, which is to enlighten those who seeketh truth. Not the truth of man, but the truth of God of gods. One more time. You hear what they said? Oh, he's just a carpenter's son. Where did he get this from? Where did he get it from? Duh. How do you think I'm able to look at Jesus and say Jesus? Because of him. It's easy for me to look at Jesus and say Jesus. It's easy for me to look and see Jesus and see Emmanuel. I don't care if it's Jesus. I see Emmanuel. Because he said his begotten son's name is Emmanuel. One more time. I pay attention. Just like he said. If you got ears, can you hear? One more time. He said, Matthew 1:23. And the people shall call him Emmanuel, which translates to God with us. One more time. He said, this is his begotten son. One more time. And the begotten son steady saying, Son of Man, Son of Man, Son of Man. You hear his disciples try to say, you are the Son of God. But the true disciples know he is the Son of Man because he said it himself. He says it himself. He consistently says it himself. But if you read it, the book the way they want you to read it, you're going to start agreeing with what they said. But they ain't say that. If you can see, let you see. If you can hear, let you hear. I know what I can see. He said, Son of Man. I am the Son of Man. They called him Son of God. In the book, they do not call him Son of God because they knowledge he is the Son of Man. See, I'm reading Book of Life, what it called itself 7 times in Revelation. I'm reading Agano, Imanuel, the New Testament of Imanuel, whose name means God with us. One more time. I'm doing what he told me to do. I'm doing what he showed me to do. I'm not doing what I want to do. No. Nope. That's not about what I want to do. My job is to teach those, feed the bodies, go to head over the lamb, how to respect and honor themselves and not let someone tell them who they is and who they ain't. One more time. If you can see, then see. If you can hear, then hear. One more time. Just like he said, everybody that can see really can't see. So blind can't see the forest for the trees. And if there are no trees, there is no forest. One more time. One more time. What? Just like I grew up, woman, man. Now today you got a new word called trans. I'm not a woman, I'm not a man, I'm a trans. Excuse me? One more time. Let them hear what they want to hear. One more time. I am not going to call a man who dresses like a woman a she. I'm not. I'm not. Don't tell me that your feelings is way more important than mine. I have to lie to myself to appease you, to make you feel good. I have to call a man what he ain't because his feelings count. Mine don't. What? So what, man? So what? You a man. You call yourself a man. Well, I don't call myself a man. I'm trans. So you need to respect that. I need to respect what? I don't care what you call yourself, but I'm not getting ready to call you what you ain't. I gotta lie to myself to make you feel good. Huh? I grew up, I'm black. Now, black is just a color. Anybody can say, I'm black. I'm listening to a guy talking about if you got a white mother and a black father, then you're not black. You're a mix. Okay, and but the white folks say you're black. You know why? Because the black's genes, the black's genes is the most powerful of all. One more time. He said so, not me. I'm just a part of what he said. One more time. When y'all wake up and start seeing, really seeing that J that you can't say, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Then when you can say it, then you can see Matthew 23 and say, that's God of goals, begotten Son. That's the one with the feet polished gold. That's the one with the head of wolf land. That's the one that whites, offspring, culture vultures dare not speak upon because they feet is pale and their hair is straight. Contrary to what God of gold said. Just like when I was reading and I specified the word contrary. Yeah. Contrary to God of gold's words, which is feet of polished gold and hair of wolf of lamb, a real afro. These people are running around with feet pale and straight hair and telling you need to believe in Jesus, spelt SBELT with WIT a J. I'm going to call what I see. Cause, one more time, I am in and of Emmanuel. I am in and of Son of Man. I am in and of Adam. I am in and of goals. For I went and asked, who am I? And he showed me. He showed me who I am. He gave me my mother. He gave me my father. Two people I didn't grow up with. When I went to him and asked him, who am I? You, my son, are a begotten son. For you knowledge your big brother, Emmanuel. You knowledge that he is the Son of Man. You knowledge that the Son of God is Adam and Adam alone. For everyone else, except for Eve, crawled from the womb of a woman. Emmanuel crawled from the womb of a woman. Everyone crawled from the womb of woman except for the first man and the first helpmate. Period. Period. Everyone else from the womb of woman. I am a son of gold, for I knowledge my big brother. One more time. See. Can you see what you see? Can you hear what you hear? Or are you going to keep on believing in Jesus that I can say, but you can't say what you see, but you going to die for what you say, not for what you see, Jesus, not for what you see, Emmanuel, whose name is over us, but what they say to you. Because what you see, you don't see Jesus. You don't see Jesus. There's no way you can look at that J and see Jesus. You say Jesus because of brain whitewash, brain whitewash, brain whitewash, brain whitewash. Born in Jerusalem, king of the Jews, baptized by John, betrayed by Judas, stepfather named Joseph, but his J ain't a J. One more time. My big brother told me, see. There are those who can see and those who can see but not see. I can see the forest for the trees. I see, I knowledge that the trees is the forest. I ain't looking around for the forest as I'm looking at the trees. I know a J that's surrounded by J's is a J. There's no other J in that book that can turn into anything except for that one that represents their God. One more time. I feel for y'all. Ooh, everybody know that Jesus had feet upon his gold. He black. Okay. Everybody but Emmanuel knows that. One more time. See, but can't see. Hear, but can't hear. Because I can ask him all the time about Emmanuel. You know, they're going to say, oh, that's just another name for Jesus. Wow. See, but can't see and can't say what you see. And you trying to figure out the parables. There's the parable. Stiff-necked people who refuse to see what you see and refuse to say what you hear. It's Emmanuel. Ain't no another name for. He is specifically separated by himself and given a definition. And the definition, the very first word of his definition is gold. But you still can't see because you got to say what you've been told because you can't say what you see. You can't say Jesus. The only thing you can say is, oh, Emmanuel, oh, that's just another name for Jesus. You can't say it's another name for Jesus because when you can say Jesus, then you already know. Oop, there's a separation from them to us. Bam. One more time. Before man, Adam, was brought forth, golden goals created the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. and nails to oceans are in and of separate colors. So don't tell me about man creating color lines. Color lines was created by the Pacific and Atlantic by God of gods before man, Adam, touched forth in this world. One more time. See that J and say what you see. Then you can see Matthew 1:23. Wow. Did I rhyme? Ha! See what you say and say what you see, then you can see Matthew 1:23. I am an N-U-E-L whose name means go with us. Niri, Niwewe, Mawanzo. Go is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man Adam called son. In the name of the true begotten son, Matthew 1:23, I am Emmanuel, whose name means go with us. In the name of the true motherland, Nigeria, Nigritia, land of the gods. Kunta Kinte, Tower of Babel. Peace from above. You peace from above.